story week after week. These so-called experts predict the Bears to lose and to lose badly. So it was no surprise heading into this Eagles game that everybody took the Eagles to win. So it's no surprise that the Bears came out with a nearly flawless performance and knocked off the Eagles, 31-26. The game was not as close as the score indicated. That was the Bears' defense going into the prevent late in the game. The Bears bask in the underdog role. They love having something to prove and critics to prove wrong. Chicago's win over Philadelphia on Sunday was perhaps the biggest statement game since their Super Bowl run in 2006. One cannot deny that it's been a up and down season for the Bears, but they finally seem to turn a corner in Sunday's victory. You can see that they can go in and beat good teams. The excuse was always, oh, the Bears are playing this team, and the fact that the bulk of the teams they played are less than 500. But, I mean, they didn't choose their schedule, but even if they did, they don't have to make excuses for beating these teams. Who cares what their record is? It was different looking ahead to the season. You can make the same argument for teams like Atlanta or Green Bay. But no, of course they always leave it for the Bears. But with this win over Philadelphia, I think some critics are finally saying, hey, maybe the Bears are for real. The Bears clicked on all three phases in this win over Philadelphia. The story was how their defense was able to attack Michael Vick, and it had success doing that. The Giants had showed the Giants had showed the previous week that you can pressure Michael Vick, but the Bears took it to a new level and were actually able to attack him and to get sacks. Get this, every starter on the Bears defensive line had a sack. That is very impressive. And what can you say about Julius Peppers and Israel Donahue? Those two are quite the pair. They each had a sack against Vick on Sunday, and they're just outstanding. Peppers makes everyone on that line and on that defense better. And he is proving to be one of the best free agent signings in recent history. Not just this season, but one of the best free agent signings in Bears history. Bears were able to get pressure on Michael Vick with their front four. They didn't blitz any safeties. They came with their front four and were able to get pressure and sack him and cause him to fumble. What can you say about Tommy Harris? He finally actually made a play. He tipped a Michael Vick pass that was intercepted by Chris Harris in the end zone towards the end of the second half. That was perhaps the game-changing play because the Eagles were driving. They were trailing by one. They could have gone in to halftime with a 6-point lead over the Bears, and that was a momentum changer. Jay Cutler is finally looking like the quarterback the Bears thought they were getting 2 years ago. He completed 14 of 21 passes for 247 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 146.2 passer rating. That's pretty near perfect. Cutler looked amazing. He looked great. He looked very smart with the football. He made smart decisions. He's running again. He's running more like he has in previous weeks. He's starting to do that. He's showing what an athlete he is. People are quick to talk about how Michael Vick is so athletic and mobile that they should be looking at Jay Cutler as well. He's able to make plays with his feet, with his arm. He's having a great time. And the offensive line, though they did allow 4 sacks, what can you say? They're getting a lot better. They do not look like that same offensive line for the first half of the season. As well as their running game. Once again, a very balanced offensive attack, and Matt Forte rushed for over 100 yards with 115, including a 60-yard breakaway in the first quarter, which actually led to a Bears score. The key of this game for me was time of possession. In the first half, the Eagles had the ball 9 minutes more than the Bears did. But in the second half, the Bears were able to take control, and they had a 10-minute drive, which was their second offensive drive from the half. That led to a Robbie Gould field goal. It took 10 minutes off the clock. The less time Michael Vick in this offense has on the field, the better chance you have to win. And they did a great job of keeping him off the field and giving their defense rest. The Bears will be facing Drew Stanton, the Lions' third-string quarterback. Sean Hill, who injured his index finger last week, is out for the season. So they will be facing Stanton, who I think has a career 49 quarterback rating. The most challenging part about this game for the Bears is facing the Lions' defensive line. Kyle Vanden Bosch is out, but the Bears will have to face Ndamukong Suh, who has been very dominant this season. He has caused fumble after fumble. He's been a playmaker, the rookie, and the offensive line needs to step up and protect Cutler, because if Suh gets after him, I don't want to know what's happened. He's killed people this season, so they need to make him a focal point. I think the defense should have no problem controlling Stanton and the Lions' offense. It seems like Javad Best is out again. He's not 100%. He doesn't look like he's going to be playing. So I think the Bears will have the advantage on defense. Of course, the Lions have Calvin Johnson, and that's always a threat. On offense, I think the Bears should be able to do pretty well. The Lions secondary, you saw it struggle, and I think they should take notes from what the Patriots were able to do to the Lions on Thanksgiving. I think Cutler can attack that. They need to roll him out and use his feet, because when Sue's coming, we know that the pocket breaks down quickly still. They've been able to move Cutler out, which has been helping him. We all remember the controversy. It seems so long ago, but the first week of the season, the non-Calvin Johnson touchdown catch, the process of the catch. Hopefully Calvin Johnson remembers that this game, though I don't think it's going to come down to that. It shouldn't come down to that. The Bears are a much better team than they were that first week, and I really don't see it being that close. The Bears should be able to beat the Lions convincingly and finally prove to everyone that, no, the Lions did not win that game. The Bears won it. Check the score. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that. I know a lot of Lions fans, and they've been badgering me still. It is, week 12, and I'm still getting badgered about that. And they're saying, oh, the Bears are 7-4. And I'm like, no, they're 8-3. They're like, oh, the Lions beat them. No, they didn't. Okay? So the Bears need to have a convincing win over them just to show, hey. And then you have Nate Burleson from the Lions guaranteeing a win. Guarantees never go well. Nate, shut your mouth. They never go well. Lance Briggs says it's up in the locker rooms, bulletin board material, but something tells me the Bears don't need that. But, I think Burleson just fueled the fire even more for the Bears. I see them winning big. I think this is going to be their first blowout game of the season, which it's surprising. I don't think you can really call the Carolina one a blowout. But I think the Bears will win by, I'm going to say, 3 touchdowns. That's my prediction. I don't know what the score is. It depends. It could shut the Lions out. But I see the Bears winning by 3 touchdowns. And I think that this is going to be a good game for them. After the Lions game, the schedule is going to get a little more difficult. You're going to face the Patriots the following week. But the thing about the Bears this season is they've been lucky. They're getting these teams exactly when they need to get them. In regards to helping the Bears, the Patriots are going to be coming off a Monday Night Football game against the New York Jets, which is the Bears will face a few weeks down the road as well. But after facing on Monday night, and they have one less day to prepare, and also facing a team like that, I think it gives the Bears an advantage, and they are at home. So I think the Bears have they've been lucky when they're playing the teams that they need to play. So it should be interesting to see how the season plays out down the line. But all I know, the Bears are 8-3 right now. They're leading the NFC North. The Packers are a game and a half behind. So people can finally stop saying that the Packers are leading the division, because they weren't before. They were a half game behind. And so it's nice to finally hear that. And it's nice to see that, some of the critics are finally honing up to what they said. Do you like your crow medium or well done? This has been Alyssa with Bears Bits. Have a great weekend and enjoy the game.